Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bay, the #1 source for competitive Legends of Runeterra news and information. If you're looking for the best decks to play right now, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Master Runeterra or in our Discord. And if you want to take the next step in leveling up your game, check out our Runeterra team on Patreon, where we do weekly learning calls and one-on-one coaching. Now strap in and grab yourself some Boro snacks, because we are about to start Mastering Runeterra.
Welcome back to another Mastering Runeterra Deck Tech with Jay and Bay. Today we've got Ezreal Karma for you, one of the current most powerful decks in the format. Bay, I know a bit of a favorite of yours.
Yep. I'm a huge Karma fan, and now that she's buffed, even bigger fan. And this is kind of the only real combo deck in Runeterra, I feel like. Other decks have combo elements. This is one of the only decks with a real combo finish that's like actually competitive.
Interesting. I would have.
Would you disagree?
I was gonna say, what about like Lisa and Zoe? I know that like
no, that's true.
You can
that's
still
true.
kill without, but they're similar.
Yeah, can still OTK you. And it feels yeah, sure. Yeah, no, you're right. Lisa definitely is combo. I don't know. I just feel like this is more combo-y, mostly because I get to just cast a bunch of spells.
It feels like a combo deck, because combo decks are always like spell, kill you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just get to fill the stack and your opponent can't respond and you laugh maniacally. Like, it's a great time.
Totally. Okay, so we are going to go card by card through the deck, explain a little bit about the card choices. The deck is somewhat customizable because it plays so many spells. Oh, yeah. Oftentimes you want to tailor your removal suite and your answers to the expected meta. Then we're going to talk about a few of the common matchups, the important cards you're looking for, how to play against them. Then we're going to do a Mulligan exercise where we do some sample Mulligan hands against each of those matchups, kind of show you what you should be throwing back, what you should be keeping, what you should be looking for. And then we're going to play a couple games on the ladder that hopefully we smash.
Yep, hopefully we smash. So to get right into it, Ezreal Karma is a combo deck. It looks like a control deck. It has lots of spells. It has denies and deep meds, but that is not what it is. If you try to take the controlling route too much, you often will run out of cards. Other decks can out-card advantage you. This version is a little less all-in than some of the other versions. There's two main versions floating around. There's this one with the Ballistic Bots and the discard package, and the other one with the Fallen Feline and Shadow Assassins. So we're going to be going over this one. This is MTuck's list, who's currently like rank 3 on the leaderboard with it. So the main plan, if you're not familiar with the archetype, is you level Ezreal, you level Karma, you cast a spell like Mystic Shot, for example, at your opponent's face. Karma doubles the spell, so it takes it from 2 damage to 4 damage. And then Ezreal triggers twice, taking it to 6 damage. So you combine a Mystic Shot and get excited, and anything else in your opponent just melts. They just die. So yeah, the actual amount of times you kill using that full combo is pretty low. Normally you can get it done with just one of the 2 champions, and playing both will either hyperextend you or your opponent managed to deal with one. So you normally only need one or the other. But it is there and it will happen. And goddamn, is it satisfying.
Feels good.
Mm-hmm. So now getting into the followers, the main one here is Eye of the Dragon. If you played against Ionia at all, you probably know this card. This is how you stay alive. Why is it flickering? There you go.
Website be weird.
People have seen it. They don't need to see it anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, Eye of the Dragon. You summon a Dragonling every time you cast 2 spells. And to get to that point, we have Ballistic Bot. Also, card everyone should be familiar with. Makes an ignition every turn, which pings your opponent down, makes it easier for you to kill them with Karma or Ezreal, and also gets you to that 2 spells a turn for Deep Med and your Dragonlings, which is very helpful. Because we play Ballistic Bot, we get to play cards that discard cards for effect, such as Zonai Urchin, which is a good blocker, Sump Treasure, another good blocker, and these turn ignitions into like real cards, and then we get to run these 3 Get Exciteds. That's basically it for the followers. It's mainly Ballistic Bot, Eye of the Dragon, and then things we can play because we're playing Ballistic Bot.
Yeah, you'd almost play all spells if you could, but you need some units to like throw in front of their
You have to
stuff.
block. Yep. And all right, let's just work our way from removal first. So Mystic Shot kills things, shoots face, good card. Get Excited kills things, shoot face, good card. We only get to play this because of Ballistic Bot. You cut the bots, you can't really play Get Excited. Just puts you down too many cards. 3 statics, shoots things, shoots face, draws cards, levels Ezreal. That's an important one. This is like the level Ezreal tool. And yeah, that's pretty much our removal. You don't really need anything else. You don't need to get too fancy. The other version does run Thermogenic Beam. This version does not. This version is more focused on killing on the stack immediately than the other one. The other cards that we have 1 health potion, which I really like in these Karma lists because once you flip Karma, you cast a Deep Med, you're drawing 4 spells. Like, it's pretty likely you can find this health potion. Or you cast Time Trick, Predict twice. Like, you're seeing a lot of cards, right? And this health potion's 1 mana, heal 6. You can use it to keep an Eye of the Dragon alive or something, or just to get a Dragon Link. Like, it's a pretty good card. I like it. Time Trick is a new addition. It's taking the spot of Rummage, the 2 mana card. Taking the spot of Rummage. The Predict is nice because you can like find your champs, which the deck used to struggle with really bad. Like if you couldn't find your champs, you can't win the game, and that's still pretty much true. But now it's so much easier to find your champs. Deep Med obviously can't find them, so Time Trick. The permission is 1 Noblify and 2 Denies. Noblify is not incredible right now, but Deny is still pretty good. And these are pretty important because a lot of times your opponent will just have spells that you have to counter, like a pike spell or Feel the Rush or Atrocity, right? 3 Wills, 3 Palms. They keep you alive. Palm makes blockers. You'll cast Palm a lot pre-combat to stop an attack and make a blocker. It's like a huge tempo swing. Yeah, and then Deep Meds because it's good. Spells are good. That's the deck. You try to get to turn 10, obviously. And once you do, it's almost trivial just to kill your opponent. If you've like chipped in damage at all, you get to turn 10, you have Karma on the field, you just throw burn at them and they die. It is not uncommon for you to just play Karma, do something, pass the turn, and kill your opponent on their open attack.
Yeah, or sometimes you just bury them in card advantage too. You just like remove everything that they have going on.
Because you have Karma.
Draw a bunch of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Karma's
Now outside that,
real good.
Yes. You had make 4 random spells, shuffle 2 Karmas in. So we did mention that this is not a control deck, it's a combo deck, and I think that's a pretty important concept to like reiterate. If you try to drown everybody in card advantage, you will lose a lot of games. Card advantage is an inherent part of just about every single deck right now. Even like Pirates has card advantage with like Zap Sprayfin.
Yep.
So I think you should be looking to turn the corner. And I should be looking to get a camera that doesn't have autofocus.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, by turn the corner, we basically mean where you go from defense to offense. Where you go from trying to stabilize the game to killing your opponent.
Playing this deck reminds me of someone just being like attacked, like someone in MMA like running someone else down, and they're just kind of like doing this. They're just trying to like get people off them, They hit turn 10 and like the fight ends. Like that's what this deck looks like in my head, right? You're just like scrambling, backpedaling,
KO.
and then you're like, go, yeah, and then you just kill them. And that's what the deck plays out like. So you have to be like really cognizant of that fact. Like you need to not just be playing to like keep the game dragging on. It's not just like, and it's also not just I hit turn 10, I win, right? Like you have to set it up. Sometimes you won't have the burn. Sometimes your opponent could have interaction. You need to be ready for that hush on Karma or whatever, right? Or maybe your Ezreal doesn't get through. So like getting chip damage in is pretty important. Don't knock the Dragonling beatdown. And like your bots can do a bunch of damage too. Like this damage adds up. And when you're running like the full suite of burn spells, you can kind of kill people out of nowhere if you've already done that damage.
Yeah, a leveled Karma with 1 Mystic Shot and 1 Get Excited is 10 damage. It's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you're playing against this deck, are you actively trying to kill them before turn 10? Is that like a real like just get like do as much as you can to try and get them dead?
Or I make it very, very awkward for them, right? Like if you can't kill them before turn 10, you need to make it so that like if they try to execute the combo, you can kill them, or you can disrupt it with a removal spell or something.
Yeah.
Something that always sucks is when you set up, you're like, all right, ready to go. Got the Ezreal, got the Karma. It's turn 9, pass to our opponent. And they go, okay, hush Karma attack. And you're like, damn it.
Or hush Ezreal, you can't kill me now attack.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, don't just be like, I got to turn 10, I win. That's not really how it works. It can, but if you just expect that to happen every single time, you're gonna lose a lot.
Yeah. What about I notice people talk about Ezreal Karma players, they talk about people always trying to kill their Ezreal and then like Karma just buries them.
Yeah.
Do you think one is more important than the other? Obviously it kind of depends on a lot of things.
Yeah, you kind of got to get rid of Karma, but like it's kind of matchup dependent, because let's say like Lurk, for example, if we're on like turn 7, killing Ezreal, or like anytime before like literal turn like 9 or 10, killing Ezreal is so much more important, because Karma doesn't really do anything, but Ezreal sits there and like picks off your units and makes your attacks really bad while dealing you damage, and you can't like it's tough for Lurk to interact with Ezreal, right? You have Pike and Bone Skewer and that's it, plus the Grant Vulnerable guy. So yeah, killing Ezreal is like way more important than killing Karma. But then like once you get to like turn 9 or 10, usually you got to kill Karma.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
A lot of other matchups, like if I'm playing Draven Ezreal, for example, like I need to get that Karma off the field.
Yep. The important distinction to make when you're playing against this deck.
Definitely. This deck is not for the faint of heart. It's tough. This deck is like a puzzle every game. It's mentally draining, very mentally taxing, very fun, and quite powerful. But I wouldn't expect to marathon ranked ladder with this for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, definitely a very good tournament deck. As we saw, it just took down the $500 Squeeby Invitational Tournament.
Random 7HS, very strong player, already qualified for Worlds. Bit different version. Random was on the other version with the Fallen Felines and the elusive card drawer 2/1.
That thing.
Shadow Assassin, I think its name is.
Yeah.
A little bit different version, but same standard-ish deck. So super fun deck, can be a great addition to tournament lineups. I think everyone should play this deck at least once or twice, just to like kind of get a feel for it, just kind of see how it really works. Because it attacks the game from a bit of a different angle. So if you're not like used to this, you're gonna be caught off guard.
Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult to know what matters and what they're really capable of doing at any point. Whereas if you play the deck a little bit, you kind of understand it more. So when you're playing against it, you have that base to go off of for sure.
100%, yeah. So in terms of matchups, I actually feel pretty decent against a lot of aggro decks with this, because you do have like a 1-drop. You have 3 Eye of the Dragons, Ballistic Bot blocks, and then like our removal suite, we run like so much removal.
Significant.
Like a lot of removal. So it's actually pretty decent against the aggro decks. You do struggle against like the pretty much anything that's good against like Lee Sin that's not like a Frostbite deck is going to be pretty good against this. Things that put on constant pressure, that Mystic Shot is not good against. So like Scouts, Aurelia Azir, like these decks are really Zed Sivir, like these matchups are really tough because your removal spells aren't very good and you have to use them because the deck is fast and they put on a ton of pressure. We were playing a couple games earlier today. We ran into Zed Sivir, and it's just so rough when you're sitting there look like they played Sivir and you're like, well, I can 2-for-1 myself and it might work, right? Like, but if they have any trick, it doesn't go through. Yeah, so that can be like really tough. If you're looking to bring this to a tournament, I would probably ban Zed Sivir.
Snap ban. Don't want none of that. Also,
that deck's really good.
Okay, though. They're going to let that one Sivir
not
deck.
Exactly a wasted ban.
Slap the ban hammer on it.
Slap the ban hammer on it. So aggro matchups I think are pretty decent. The mid-rangey matchups I also think are quite decent. Mid-rangey being like Ez Draven, TF Swain, anything like that. The Ash Noxus deck. people end up having a lot of dead cards because you don't have a lot of like followers. My camera's frozen right now, and I don't know why. There we go. Okay. So yeah, people end up having like a lot of dead cards. You don't have too many targets, and it's so easy with palms and wills to just like not die. You just don't die, and then you kill them.
Yeah, like almost the entire deck is like it's removal, it's early drops, cards that draw you more cards, and like your champs that do a bunch of work. So almost like there's not too many cards outside of like even like Deny can still stop like a late game burn spell that's gonna like,
like a
make a big difference.
right?
Exactly. So like almost the whole deck is like totally fine. Like just happy to see these cards against aggro. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Do we want to get into some mulligans?
Yeah. We went against aggro. Do we talk about like mid range?
We did a little bit.
Okay.
Not too much. And then we can talk about, I don't know, like Lee Sin. Lee Sin's pretty popular. I like the Lee Sin matchup because you have 3 wills and 3 bombs. It's pretty easy to just not die to Lee. And right now the deck like can't kill you outside of Lee Sin. It could flip a Zoe, but like look at our spell list. They're never flipping Zoe, right? If Zoe flips, something went horribly, horribly wrong. So yeah, like very good matchup. And then what you're doing just is harder for them to interact with than it is for you to interact with their kills. And yeah, eventually you just out card advantage them. You have like karma and stuff.
Yeah, it's so tough. So exactly like Concussive Palm and Will are very good at holding off Lee Sin. It's hard for them to one shot you. Because you also have like Deny, Nopify, some like counter backup. And then like
you got to be ready for the fight when you throw it down.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. They're coming with bastions and denies and stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten double denied aloft before it happens.
It happens, yeah.
But the other thing is like the backup plan. I mean, Zoe, sure, but of like build a bear, making like a goat a big thing, or like just making another unit large, just gets wrecked by Will. Or like if they just kill your unit in response or something like a Zenith Blade. So it's just like your A plan is hard, and then your B plan is like almost impossible. And so it's tough as the lead player for sure.
It reminds me of the like Zoe Karma matchup against Zoe Lee, except for this version can actually kill Zoe.
Yes.
And yeah, now we're playing Wills. Like, yeah, that matchup is, I believe, pretty tough for Lee. All right, yeah, I think we should get into some mulligans.
Okay, so now we do some mulligans. Let's do a brand new hand here. We're pretending like we're playing against an aggro deck. Do you want to say Lurk specifically?
Pirates. Lurk? Yeah, let's do Lurk. So the difference between Lurk and all the other aggro decks is that you have a higher priority on Concussive Palm and you have a priority on Deny. Like normally I don't want Deny ever until like late game against Pirates or something. But you do want one against Lurk because the Pike spell will mess you up.
Yeah. Okay, so first hand we have Will of Ionia, Time Trick, Static Shock, and Karma.
I want to full mold this. None of these cards are Eye of the Dragon, and they're not Mystic Shot.
And they're all
quite slow. You can't keep Static Shock, but not if the rest of your hand sucks. Right? If we had like Eye of the Dragon, Mystic Shot, Ballistic Bot, Static Shock, I would consider keeping it. Or like Palm, Static Shock, I would consider it, but not here.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so we end up with Nopify, Sump Dredger, Static Shock, Karma. If you're listening to this, you can't see our faces. They are the face that you would make when you smell a dirty sock.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not great. We're gonna lose. We have to draw pretty well.
It's a toughie.
Yep. All right, let's see another one.
Okay, next hand. We have Nopify, Ballistic Bot, Static Shock, Time Trick.
I'd probably keep Bot, mulligan the rest. If we find like an Eye of the Dragon, a Mystic Shot, then we're in like pretty good spot.
We end up with Karma 2 times, Ballistic Bot, Ezreal. Stinky sock.
We suck at this.
Again. Yeah, this
just
is
full mold twice into some nonsense.
This is the exact like reason that decks like this aren't completely dominant because with an aggro deck, it's you pack it full of like 12 1-drops. It's hard to miss. Whereas with a deck full of answers, well, you got to have the right things at the right time. Sometimes you don't. Okay, third hand, we get Time Trick, Static Shock, 2 Zonite Urchins.
We're definitely keeping 1 Zonite Urchin. I don't think we need to keep a second one. And I would probably mulligan everything else. I want to find, like, if we're playing against Lurk, I want to find a Palm, and I want to find, like, a Mystic Shot, and I definitely want to find Eye of the Dragon.
And we end up with Eye of the Dragon,
Yes!
Zonite Urchin, Get Excited, Static Shock.
It can be done. We have a real hand.
Yeah, so this hand's pretty decent.
You don't have to play Zonite Urchin on turn 1. Now, if your opponent plays like the 1/2 for 1 and they're attacking, then you should most certainly play Zonite Urchin. Yeah, most certainly play Zonite Urchin and look to block. The question on what you want to discard depends on what you draw. But yeah, this hand is way better. Eye of the Dragon is huge against Lurk.
Yeah, Eye of the Dragon in general, just very powerful card, extremely good against aggro decks. But even like non-aggro decks, like you were mentioning earlier, getting those, like getting the Dragon Leap beat down, just getting in like little chip damage here or there goes a long way. The lifesteal also great.
Huge, yeah. All right, the next one, let's do like Draven Ezreal, TF Swain kind of stuff.
Okay, mid-rangey stuff. So here we have a Get Excited, Zonite Urchin, Deep Meditation, Eye of the Dragon.
Okay. I like Eye of the Dragon. I don't like Deep Med. I don't really want Zonite Urchin. If it was against TF Swain, I'd probably keep Zonite Urchin. Against Draven Ezreal, I probably wouldn't. The reason being, we're not going to get attacked until like turn 3 by Draven Ezreal. But TF Swain comes out swinging with the 1-drops.
That's right.
And if they do, we need to be ready for it. Get Excited, I think, is a good keep against Draven Ezreal. Like, so if we're against Draven Ezreal, I keep Get Excited and Eye, because Get Excited kills Draven. If we're against TF Swain, I'd keep Zonite Urchin and Eye of the Dragon and Mulligan Get Excited, because I don't like Mystic Shot does the same thing as Get Excited in that matchup. It kills everything that's not Swain or Leviathan, but it doesn't cost me a card to cast it. So yeah, Zonite Urchin and Eye against TF Swain, Eye and Get Excited against Draven Ezreal is my pick.
Okay, well, pretend we're against Draven Ezreal then. So we're keeping Get Excited and Eye.
Yeah.
And we end up with Get Excited, Eye of the Dragon, Nopify, Mystic Shot.
It's a really good hand, actually.
Yeah. Nopify has a lot of decent targets.
Yep, it's probably going to save your Eye of the Dragon. Yeah, this is a solid hand.
Okay, so this time we'll do TF Swain.
Sure.
We have 2 Ballistic Bots, Zonite Urchin, Eye of the Dragon. The interesting one.
Sounds really good. All these cards are very strong. So let's pretend our TF Swain opponent is attacking on 1. I would keep this whole hand. The reason being, now we could mulligan 1 Ballistic Bot. So let's mulligan 1 Ballistic Bot. And here's what I would do. I would see if our opponent played a 1-drop, then I would Zonite Urchin something away. If they didn't, then I would wait and play Ballistic Bot on turn 2, and then end up Zonite Urchining probably an Ignition later. Zonite Urchin is a good blocker against the deck, because there's pretty much everything has 2 toughness. Yeah, I think this is pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. If we can find like a Mystic Shot, this hand is phenomenal.
Okay, so we'll put 1 bot back. We're keeping Eye, Bot, Urchin, and we get a Get Excited.
Totally fine. Super strong hand, actually.
Yeah, not bad at all. A third
just
one?
Try not to play into like a keg, make it rain or something, and get blown out. Yep, let's do a third one.
Again against Easy Draven.
Sure.
We have 2 times Mystic Shot, Deep Meditation, Eye of the Dragon.
I want to keep Eye of the Dragon and mulligan the rest, I think. Mystic Shot, not very good against Draven Ezreal. A lot of 3 toughness units there.
Yeah.
Eye of the Dragon's nice.
We keep Eye.
Probably just do that.
We end up with Ballistic Bot, Eye of the Dragon, Will of Ionia, Ezreal.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Draven Ezreal's not super fast.
No, they tend to come out of the gates a little bit slow, but then they hit with a bunch of power around like turn
Yeah.
6, 7.
Yep. When they can start doing like the Arachnoid Sentries and Tri-Beam turns and stuff, that's when they really turn on the gas. So yeah, I like this hand.
Okay. Now let's do some against, say, either the Mirror maybe or like Lee Sin Zoe.
Okay, or even like Field of Rush or something.
Sure. Yeah, the slower combo-y decks.
The slower decks, yeah.
So we have two
okay.
times Will of Ionia, Ezreal Karma.
Which one do you want to be up against here?
Let's start with Zoe Lee Sin.
Zoe Lee Sin. Okay, so I would mulligan the Wills. I know Will's super good against Lee, but like they're not going to combo kill us on turn 3, right? We have plenty of time. What I really want is something to kill Zoe. I do want Ezreal. Ezreal's like pretty tough for them to deal with. So I'm going to keep Ezreal. I don't think we keep Karma.
Yeah.
We could, but I don't think we need to.
Because we're putting so many cards back, I feel like we have to put Karma back.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, if we had like a Mystic Shot or something already, makes it a little bit easier to keep a Karma.
Yep. Ballistic Bot also very good in this matchup.
Okay, so we'll keep just the Ezreal. We end up with Karma, Ezreal, Ballistic Bot, Static Shock.
10 super good.
Yeah.
With the time tricks, the deep meds, and we have 6 answers to like delay Lee Sin, not counting denies. I'm pretty confident we'll find one in time.
Yeah, I like this hand. Okay, next up we'll say against Field of Rush.
Okay. I really just want Ballistic Bots.
We end up with Ezreal, Static Shock, Karma, Mystic Shock.
I'd probably... I'm gonna... Okay, so I want to mulligan everything, but maybe keep Karma. Ezreal, like, doesn't do anything for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you play them, you attack, they don't play anything, and then you have a Mystic Shot in your hand, and you're like, do I throw this at their face? It doesn't seem very good. Right? He doesn't do anything. Karma draws cards and, like, is a must answer, which is pretty nice, but I'm pretty skeptical at keeping the most expensive card in our hand early.
I kind of like it though. Like it is hard for them to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Most of their removals like AoE, and they have to use 2 things.
The games I tend to win against FTR a lot of times involve Ballistic Bot, so I really want to look hard for it.
Okay, so we're definitely throwing 3 back. Do you want to keep Karma or do you want to ship it back?
Yeah, let's keep Karma. Let's run it.
Okay.
Can't be that bad.
So we end up with Sump Dredger, Zonite Urchin, double Karma. A little awkward.
Yeah. A little bit. We could loot a Karma away. It's not the worst thing ever. We're like attacking on 1.
And honestly, Field Rush is quite slow.
Yeah.
So I mean, getting a Karma down and like even having like a backup where they probably have to expend a lot of resources to kill the first one.
Yeah, still good. Yeah, we'll see what we draw. But like, I like Sump Dredger because it survives Avalanche. But I don't like that we have 2 cards to discard and we don't have any free cards until like turn 6.
Yeah, we do have a decent like a bot all of a sudden in our hands, amazing, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's like insane.
We'll get a lot of looks though.
So,
we're gonna draw a card, we're gonna draw another card on their turn. Like we have these some Dredger Sonic Urchin to dig a little bit more.
We're not in any like super big rush either.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do one last one against the Mirror.
Oh, okay.
Karma, Ezreal, Time Trick, Deny.
I really just want bots.
Yeah, hey.
I haven't played this mirror in a very, very long time. But I feel like Ballistic Bot's like just it. Ezreal's gonna die. Karma's gonna die. Like if we're not playing Karma unless they spend all their mana on a turn, or it's like turn 10.
Right.
So I think we mulligan Karma. We could keep Ezreal. It's like fine, but he's probably gonna die. So I think we'd maybe just mulligan him. Happy to draw him again, but I don't want to start with him. And I think we just mulligan the rest. I just want to find bot.
Okay, so we full mull. We end up with Concussive Palm, Karma, Static Shock, Mystic Shock.
The hand's not bad. It's not awful. You have a lot of time to draw into a hand.
It's not great, but like again, yeah, like you're saying, like in the mirror, like the both decks are so slow.
Yep. Unless someone has a bot, then all of a sudden you're like, well, got to kill that bot. And so that's why I want one. Not only does it like put pressure on your opponent, it's something to do every turn. You have a soft pass every single turn with the ignition, or you can discard it for value, which is really important. So yeah, really would like a bot. This hand is not bad though.
Yeah, sucks up a removal spell or multiple removal spells that otherwise would be pointed at your Karma or your Ezreal.
100%.
Yeah, quite good.
All right.
Okay, well, now we're going to go play some games on the ladder and overall Majin Bay's account. Try and get some sweet LP. How does this match up?
I think it's good for Ezreal Karma, but it could be tough to navigate sometimes. You know, sometimes they just get there. I'm looking for I, but I'm going to keep Mystic Shots. It's so efficient.
Yeah, I feel like Ezreal Karma is one of those decks that's the classic. There's no wrong question, but there are wrong answers. Like sometimes you just don't have the right answer. But
sometimes you just don't have the right answers. Yeah, sometimes you're sitting with wills against like pirates, and you're like, well,
yeah,
guess I'll die.
But sometimes your answers line up perfectly, and you look like godly unbeatable.
Yep. Probably just play I here. Block 2/3. I'm probably just gonna play Ezreal this turn, and we'll start making Dragonlings the following turn.
That fish is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Or maybe it shouldn't be a surprise. Things that say free attack seem to have been good.
They seem to be good, yeah. Shocker, I know. We'll shoot fish. Because this is going to get pinged with static at some point.
Yeah, so we're keeping up.
Yeah. The problem is, like, they hit Lurk twice, and we don't know if they hit Pike. We don't have a deny. And Pike can, like, kind of end the game.
Yeah, Pike's so swingy.
Jesus Christ.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. We have to save Ezreal. So I'll just Mystic Shot whatever goes after Ezreal, I suppose. I can block this with this eye. It will go down to one toughness. Yeah. So a lot of one health left things.
Yeah, so it's not the worst.
No, we're not like drowning or anything. Yeah, that's probably a better way to play it, opponent.
Well done.
I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Oh, take your time, pal. It's not like I've got better.
Now we would have to chump block with our other eye.
Gross.
So they have Rek'Sai on top.
Rek'Sai on top, yeah. We have no palms.
Yeah, currently it feels like we're just like one turn too slow. One turn behind.
Yeah.
We need to like turn the corner.
It's that free attack, man. It gets you. Also, the double vulnerable turn was like such a beating.
That was very good, yeah. We need to get these dragons.
Now, if we can find a palm and they don't have Pike, we're in good shape.
Yeah. Still very much in
my
it.
opinion. Yes.
We're going to get a Dragonling. We're going to clear up their board.
Mm-hmm.
One Rek'Sai is...
Ezreal will still have vulnerable.
Stop!
Oh my god.
Still had all these.
The problem is going to be when I cast this like time trick, they're just going to play Pike.
Why would we cast the time trick? Wait, why don't we just static shock?
Well, we have to cast something. because we desperately need to find like a palm. We can Sap Shock. It does leave us enough to go time trick. Yeah, we can go for it. I think both's fine. Like, we're going to be doing both anyway.
Fair enough.
Ezreal 5.
This does play around like a pump spell better, though.
Yeah.
The Shape Stone. Rather them have a Shape Stone on our turn than their turn. Cross your fingers. Wait, do we have any other options? We can't Deep Med and Stun.
Well, we also can't block this.
The Fearsome Unit?
It's going to be lethal.
Oh, yes. So we almost have to get excited that?
Well, if we find Palm, we don't have to.
Right. Palm! Oh! Always had it.
We're going to lose some stuff, but hopefully we just don't die here.
Yeah, it's pretty. So anything that like a Merciless Hunter, anything that like lures are...
Yeah, they've already done 3 vulnerable burns.
If we can survive this turn, it's looking good for us.
Yeah. Just kill our good guys. Don't attack. Yeah, with anything else. We do play Karma though, which is cool. Or we could like develop bot. Okay. So something's on top. Rek'Sai gets shelled in. 2 Rek'Sais get shelled in.
Did it show us
Very
that
much
2
expect
Rek'Sais got shuffled in?
Well, this one's about to.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Right.
Deny. Okay, that's an anti-pike spell. So I think I just want to keep that up, honestly. Cast like bot or something.
Okay. We can also just pass.
Yeah, I think passing's fine.
Wait, they need to do something.
I hate this guy so much.
That's a big beetle.
Yeah. I think we demed. Before it gets too expensive. We have to find something to bounce it or stun it, right?
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
We can't cast anything. We can't go under pikes, but like deny because we get piked.
Yeah. I don't know about this deck, but when I was playing Lisa and Zoe, I found that I was losing games was because I was keeping deny up for pike too often, and they would just kill me with non-pike stuff. So sometimes you just gotta bite. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it.
Sometimes you just gotta pull it. Yep. It's gonna be like, all right, well,
you got it. But okay. In this spot though, it looks like we got answers for everything at the moment.
Yeah, I have 11 mana. This is 4, so I have 7 mana. This puts me at 5 mana. I have to cast Will. Okay, so this trades and this trades.
We can also double get excited, potentially.
Yeah. Good to consider all your options.
That puts us under deny mana.
Camera friend. Oh, Rek'Sai again. That's not good.
Nope.
We can't will and double get excited.
Yeah, we are all kinds of jammed up right now.
Yeah.
I don't think we can't let Rek'Sai attack though.
Not really. But we literally can't block that.
Yeah, we're dead on board as is. Can we play the 4/3 and dig for something?
What are we digging for?
Maybe.
We're running out of time.
Yeah, we do something. Oh, this is a pike.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just dead no matter what.
Pretty much. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. That happens sometimes against Lurk, man. Sometimes it just gets you.
Yeah, their draw is pretty good. Ours seemed pretty decent too, though.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was pretty solid. I don't know. It just felt like it didn't quite line up well. We had to like the triple vulnerable fish was very, very good, right? Yeah. And then there were 3 Rek'Sais that came.
This matchup has to be good for us, right?
Yeah, it's like really good. We want to keep our kind of. I don't need to. Looking for a ballistic bot. Nice. And then if we find an eye, we just get like dragonlings at forever. They could have thermal beams, so let's pass and see what they do. Cool. Ooh, nice.
Time is winding.
Time is winding.
I feel like that 1/3 should be a 2/3. How much it costs? Like and costs
A 1 mana 2/3
and costs 2 mana. Sorry, and costs 2 mana.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that.
It's just a little too weak.
I'm just, yeah. Hits another one. Damn. I'm just gonna play Urchin.
Want to make me a few extra boards?
Yes! I mean, sure, yeah.
Nice. That's a good hit.
Watch out.
Oh.
Because like right here, it's nice. You know, they got 2 of them, sweet. But like when you just draw them into your hand, it's like, ugh. So
I actually don't. I don't think playing them is worth it. I'm gonna Ezreal. Yeah, I don't actually like playing the drop orders right now. It's like good and everything, but this deck gums up the board so well already with like this ball and V-lines and everything.
yeah, true.
Sounds dangerous.
That 4/2 for 3 is pretty darn good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright with that. Okay. Oh, that was supposed to be ignition. Oh well, I guess we're committing to the take static. I could have skipped there, but static does help us level Ezreal. And we have 2 Ezreals. I guess I'm committing to the ignition now, so we get the Dragon Link. I meant to just cast ignition and pass, but I dragged the wrong one. This clicks happen even in card games.
Yeah, it's been it's
Whoa.
huh.
All right.
Our opponent's
I
prepared.
haven't really seen that one. Yep. Carefully. You go.
So yeah, basically we're both playing a bunch
Really?
of removal, but like our late game is just infinitely better.
It's so much better. Yeah.
They get Zillion and Time Bombs, and we get Karma.
Yeah, it's way better. I'm just gonna start shooting things. Which one I level Ezreal? Draw cards.
I like both of those
Plus
things.
this gives us a Dragon Link.
I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing cards, leveling Ezreal.
Good stuff.
All thumbs.
Will seems not super good in this matchup.
You can bounce one of those 1/3s. What are you talking about? It's great.
Oh, so good. It's so strong. We can let them play Zillion again. It's awesome.
I bet.
Stop.
I bet if anything, we
Jesus.
probably want to play Will like on our own units, like protect our Karma and Ezreal.
I was gonna say, yeah. I imagine we'll like bounce our own Karma or something.
Firing.
Nice. Technically, go up a card there. That's 2 times we've gone up a card because they want to keep us from getting the Mystic Shot with Ezreal. I don't think we need the Dragon Link this turn. I'm gonna Sump Treasure. I want to find a way to kill the Zillion. They're about to draw a lot of cards, and they're predicting a ton, so I expect to see Time Bombs coming out pretty soon. So like if we find a Get Excited or something, we'll be okay, but if we don't, it can get rough. This deck just like doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
It just dirtles forever.
just dirtles for forever. And against some decks, that's actually good enough. But against
Yeah,
a lot of decks,
not
it's
here.
not. Imagine if they played some time bombs. Yeah, there you go. They knew. They knew.
GG, I guess. Yeah.
Poor Echo. I'm looking forward to the day that Echo's tier 1. That's going to be a cool day.
That would be cool.
Thank you so much for listening to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bay. New episodes come out every Friday. If you haven't done so already, be sure to join us on Discord, check out the Patreon team, and have a look at our deck database on Twitter at Master Runeterra. Links to all of these can be found in the show notes and description.